Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel. You got your boys here, Lanny, Bert, the Dividend Diplomats. Guys, today we've got a fun one for you. A certain company released earnings, and the results were very positive. Here's the big question. Is AT&T back? Watch this video and find out.
It's gonna be a shquema, guys, but smash that subscribe button. Give this video a nice thumbs up, guys. Also, we're gonna give you guys some swag on this video as well. We're gonna keep the momentum going here, guys, because we want you guys to rock with the DD. So let's get to the illustrious 400 likes for AT&T on today's video, guys. Bert, why is it so important for us to talk about AT&T stock right now?
We've been through the ups and downs of AT&T, and lately it's been a lot of downs. We've bought AT&T way back in the day when the streaming was what you want to have, when they acquired DirecTV, when they acquired Warner Media Discovery, when they built that empire, only to see the empire come crashing down, see the company cut the dividend, spin off into Warner Media, have it acquire Discovery, and now we're stuck with these two positions where every day you log into your brokerage, you just stare at them and just be like, come on, AT&T, come on, Warner Media, give us some good news. And that's what happened.
Bert was just sitting there saying, tell me something good.
Yeah.
So guys, AT&T released earnings. AT&T stock, guys. Yes, we are talking about them. It's so weird for me to say that we're talking about that. And man, they had a very interesting earnings release, Bert. And I'll say there's a lot of pros, a lot of interesting things we saw within the earnings release. And I like the charts and metrics that they showcase as well, making it pretty easy for the user here. What are some of those highlights about AT&T and their earnings release, which is making this a pretty tall telling story?
Yeah, we'll start with the numbers first and then the subscribers. Revenue, it grew slightly. It was in Q3, it was 30.4 billion compared to 30 billion the year before. So very small bump here on the top line. Earnings per share was down 68 cents to 64 cents. So Jeff, just lower earnings, but the big news that shocked the investors. Yeah, you had small growth on the top line, no growth on the bottom line. The big news was the cash flow from operations, that free cash flow. That's what surprised, because they delivered a very strong cash flow quarter. Free cash flow was 5.2 billion from the quarter, significantly up from the year before. And that's what people wanted to see. Is their cash growing? What is happening with AT&T? And that's the number that every single person continues to focus on when you're reviewing AT&T's financials.
Guys, there it is. AT&T's cash flow is up. Free cash flow is up.
Yeah.
Right now, guys, operating cash is up as well, 10.1 to 10.3, as Bert said. Free cash flow 3.8 to 5.2. So a $1.4 billion increase year over year for the quarter.
They're up. Their cash flow is up. Free cash flow is up 2.4 billion year to date compared to the last year. That's what it's all about.
Real solid. Obviously, AT&T's got some interesting things still from DirecTV. A lot of still free cash flow coming from DirecTV, as they've stated within their release. Out of that 5.2 billion of free cash flow, 0.9 billion came from DirecTV, actually.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then they said, the year-to-date free cash flow, still includes that free cash flow again, not just from this last quarter, but over the last couple of quarters from that DirecTV piece. Because now, is that because they still own some equity in that, selling of that to the private equity firm?
Yeah, still enough to have to consolidate it on your financials, I suppose.
Yeah.
So that gets included, and eventually it'll, like with Johnson & Johnson, when they finally got rid of Kenvue and split it off to insignificant, you finally start to see the numbers without it. So that was the big story. And in addition, the other piece of it was not so much the revenue part, it was the subscriber part. They added nearly $500,000 of postpaid phone additions. Their AT&T Fiber, their new super fast internet, which we have at my house, and it's freaking amazing. That increase, they added another nearly 300,000 people. They put the metric out there. They have doubled the AT&T fiber subscribers in over 4 years. It's gone from 4 million to 8 million. So positive growth, positive vibes from the subscriber front from AT&T. That's why they did this. That's why they shed Warner Media. They focused on internet. They focused on wireless, and you see the subscriber growth as a result.
And guys, this sent the stock price skyrocketing here on, oh, what is it, October 19th, guys. They were up over 6.5% in one day. Bert will flash that stock price ticker screen there. So guys, the stock is kind of reverting course. Previously down well over 20 to almost 25% this year, is now reverting course with just this one earnings release. So now that they've cracked up above the $15 per share, guys, which is still weird. It's still so low and beaten down. Still down 18% year to date, still down 9% since this time last year. But we're going to take a look, guys, at the Dividend Diplomat stock metrics, which is focused on the big three. One, that price to earnings ratio less than the S&P 500. Two, that dividend payout ratio less than 60%. Three, dividend growth and that growth history. Come on, AT&T. And then last but not least, we will look at that dividend yield, which is oh so sweet when you look at AT&T.
But it's about, so that price is 15.26 now. Forward earnings per share is 2.49. That gives you a P ratio of 6.13. I know I almost laughed when I said it. It's 6. So very low, probably deservedly so. What's that payout ratio looking like after they cut that dividend, Lanny?
Well, I'm still only paying $1.11 over the course of a year, so it's smack dead in the middle. Perfect payout ratio, 45%. Safe, safe, guys. Market here, AT&T dividend is safe.
Yeah, well, we know we can skip past the third metric because there is no dividend growth.
Pouring out for the homies on that one.
Yeah, so let's look at that yield. That yield is over 7%. It's 7.27%. So a nice, juicy dividend yield here for AT&T.
You know what else is juicy? Getting to 400 likes on this video, guys. Comment here if you own AT&T stock, guys. Remember to get into the competition and the contest for some DD swag. 7.27% yield, though, huh? Still.
Yeah, still. Even after the cut. Still, imagine what it'd be if it didn't cut. They didn't cut it.
Imagine what Verizon's going to do after this.
Yeah. All right. So what are the thoughts here about AT&T? Just to give you my quick thoughts on it, this is one quarter, right? One quarter. We're not going to run, celebrate. Like, we're pumped up about AT&T now. We're going to be buying. Everyone run to there. It's one good quarter. It's a step in the right direction. You see the new subscriptions. You see the growing free cash flow. It could be a sign that they're finally executing on that turnaround strategy. The question is, will it continue? And I think there's one other thing, Lanny, on the balance sheet that I think all investors are going to be looking at when that 10Q comes out that wasn't really highlighted in the earnings release. A big number that AT&T investors and analysts are just honed in on. What is that, Lanny?
You're talking about that total debt?
Yeah, that total debt. And we're going to see how, was there extra debt that was paid down during the quarter? What are they doing with the free cash flow? I think there's still some debt questions to be answered.
In a rising interest rate environment, guys, again, we've said it on these videos many times, debt is critical, debt is crucial. It's about cash flow from the payments. It's about interest expense on the income statement, guys. And it's about how tied up you are on the balance sheet. So it hits all metrics of a business, guys. And especially with the Fed saying, hey, rates might be higher for longer, maybe a rate increase, maybe not. Who knows? Yeah. Maybe he's drinking whiskey, maybe he's not. You don't know.
Yeah, so that's the big thing. Positive step in the right direction. We're not ready to fully say they're back, but encourage.
No Eric Bischoff, Bert?
No Eric Bischoff yet. They haven't earned it. AT&T.
What Vince McMahon?
Yeah, they used to get the benefit of the doubt, and they kind of blew that one. So I think it's prove it to us for multiple quarters and show us continued signs of success before we start featuring them as a buy.
Are they going to do the Razor Ramon and say, I'm a success?
They might, but the question is, are we going to? I think that's the bigger question.
So, Bert, what are you doing about AT&T stock then right now, trading over 15, showing some sort of improvement on one earnings release here?
Yeah, I think I'll keep watching it. Yeah, just keep watching. We'll see what happens. I'm along for the ride, unfortunately. Still here as an AT&T shareholder. There was nothing in this earnings release that said I need to dump the position. So let's just, if I haven't dumped it yet, might as well just hang around there and see if the turnaround story can happen.
Hasn't flushed the toilet on AT&T yet, guys. It is still floating in the toilet right now.
What are you doing, Lanny?
I'm not doing a damn thing right now with AT&T stock. I am letting the dividends drip, reinvest, picking up shares while they bend down. Um, I just feel like, there could be some more valuation that have more growth prospects out there for the portfolio. I know, Bert, you've been gobbling up AMT. Gosh, I think of Texas Instruments and Qualcomm. You've got a couple of these I call them accidentally like yielding way above their normal average. Obviously, so is AT&T stock, but you're not getting dividend growth yet from that. So yeah, I'm monitoring, not really watching. It's not on my watch list, but I am aware of what's happening with the AT&T stock.
You have to be. So everyone, let us know what you're doing with AT&T. Are you buying the turnaround story? Or are you skeptical, just kind of watching and want to see a few more quarters of results? And remember, if you have not subscribed already, get this video to 400 likes, enter that contest. Let's give some people some swag.
Come on, guys. We're going to send you some AT&T lead cables.
Yeah, let's do it.
Just
let's do it. That's someone, AT&T's got to send them somewhere.
Oh man, where else do you got to send them though, Bert?
Let me think. What are we missing here? That's right. If you're not with us, you're against us, Jack.
That was Bert, the Hurt Locker, and Lanny from your boys at the DD. Over and out.